So Friday was Veterans Day, which used to be Armistice Day, and it was named after the soldiers who died, or to honor the soldiers who died in World War I, and then after World War II, we call it Veterans Day. So I'd like to start with a poem, because one thing when we called it Armistice Day, everybody wore a red poppy. And now, since it's become Veterans Day, we don't do that. And I, for one, would like to go back, but I can't find them. They don't sell them anymore. But this is called, this is where we got the red poppy from, and it's called Flanders Field. It's about the soldiers. Flanders Field was a big battlefield, and the people who died in the battle were just left there. And then the following spring, the poppies came up. You couldn't count them, there was so much, and they were red, a deeper red than the people could remember. And this poem is called In Flanders Field. I didn't write it, John McCoy did. In Flanders Field, the poppies blow. Between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly. Scarcely heard amid the guns below, we are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were lost, and now we lie in Flanders Field. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch to be yours, to hold it high. If you break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field. Yeah, Chris, you would do a better job reading it. Anyway, I was thinking coming down here, my grandmother, she was an immigrant from Poland, and she came over here in the 1900s. And growing up, she thought the best thing that could happen to her son and grandson was to get a college education and to read. So she had a huge library. And in those days, in the 20s, they had people going door to door selling books. And if you came up to her and she would say, I won't buy this book if it isn't a classic. And so the salesman would say, this is a classic piece of literature. So when I was 13, I got to go into her library. It was the greatest library of porn in Detroit. And it would have, I didn't get to read it because I made the mistake of quoting some of it at the dinner table. So my dad went through and cleaned up her library. But still, there were Gulliver's Travels, books like that. But that has nothing to do with this poem. I'd like to read it for Jim Moreno, who usually runs this reading. He's in the hospital. He's been sick, and we're hoping he'll get out next week sometime. It's called Q. Q was a homeless veteran whom I gave my change to during the year that I worked on the I-405. His name came from the letter Q tattooed on his bicep. Below it was his company's name, the 173rd, and below that, Doc 2, the battle he survived. In Nam, he earned the uncontrollable waving of his arms. Standing a little over 5 feet, he appeared to be starved to the bone, living in the vacant strips between the fence and curb, led him to abandon his dreams of women in silk garments. The rest of his dreams might be by the shell-shocked memories that were dirt and scab. His eyes filled with snakes wearing their death masks. And his voice became hoarse from the continuous babbling caused by his battle fatigue. Mirroring a punch-drunk fighter, he walked on wobbly knees, sliding his fingers through the grime gathered at the hollow of his neck. He turned his head side to side as if looking for the hunger which dogged him like stench of dirt and sweat. As they walked to UCLA, the students laughed at his distorted form, which seemed to sum his life into hideous shadows, a crouching shadow, an S-shaped shadow, a shadow dragging a thin cloth like a threadbare sweatshirt. He disappeared on a Tuesday. By that Friday, I believed he left the area. On Monday, a couple of his friends took his place on the brick wall behind Starbucks. I asked them what happened to Q. They answered he had died or left town. He was gone and no one gave a shit. Q didn't make me consider how we ignore veterans. He was more than an abstract concept. He was a man who survived, despite having his soul slain while he was still a boy. And he showed me how a man lives when his good eye is cinched by a belt of riveted dog tags. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Skill. What do they say? You can't turn a sow's ear into a silk spur? Well, I bet you can turn a silk spurs into a sow's ear. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Chris Ernest Nelson, and this is a poem from my book Harvest, Sleepwalker. It was like the dream stayed with her after she woke, rose up with her and followed her into the waking world. She moved with purpose, a necessary job to do, upright and determined, without restraint or censure to impede. Every step was a choice between falling into a deeper oblivion of private doubt or reaching for the promise of desire. There must be some purpose in dreams that invite the dreamer to depend on the ways of sleep and the safety of repose, and to step to the stage of a drama that moves at the edge of perfidious danger while tempted by two divergent realms. In her dreams, she could soar like an angel and walk on water, but awake, she had to fear the loss of love and the pain of dying. She set the glass pipe down for good, and though she hadn't slept for days, she found herself dreaming once again. The experience danced from delight to terror, from a feeling of power to a final penetrating nightmare of despair.
Wow.
Thank you. And this one's right off the press.
Woo.
November 11th. Some of you may not know what gleaning is. Just to fill in the blanks if you don't. It's after the harvest, after the farmer harvests the grain, what grain is left behind is for the poor to come and gather for themselves. It's an ancient tradition. It's even mentioned in the Bible. This is the gleaner. The days are growing darker, and a biting chill rolls down from the unforgiving north as sharp winds blow. The harvest at last is gathered in the barns, and autumn birds scavenge the bare fields for the last morsel. Her dear heart aches with hunger. The grain in the barn is not her own, but another's. Everything in its place. There is a natural order of things. Some have much, and others nothing, but slim hopes and stark loneliness. She will go out to the desert fields as the law allows, to gather all she can of the fallen seed before the sun sets. She will fill her sack with kernels of forsaken corn left behind by workmen in their haste as of no value. She will gather those forgotten in the field because she is the gleaner of lost and lonely souls as the light fades.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
Why are you wearing your shoes?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. And send a little energy to Jim
Yeah.
for healing. Thank you. So I'm Jack Stewart Smith, fellow family. I love you all.
Hello,
Love you too.
We love you too, brother.
Yeah, I know you do, bro. This is Oh Lonely Child. Who cries for you? Who sees your heart? You have a caregiver that gives you little care. Abuse and pain and neglect stand by your side each day. Who cries for you and who sees your heart? We look away, do not want to see your pain. Would that the sweetest day come that we will speak for you, see through the world through your eyes, and yet you smile and don't complain. You walk your way, ignored. But who cries for you? Who sees your heart? Why are we all here? Can we all love you? May we laugh together. You are the very best indeed. We are sadly the least and in need. Who cries for you? Who sees your heart? Teach us, forgive us. We can be so cold. We are the broken ones. You are the one that is whole. In October 28, 2016, tonight I heard a special young lady in her late teens or early 20s in a store act out and yell for a small moment. I turned and I saw an elderly lady by her side. She looked furious with the young lady and smacked her on her mouth
Whoa.
for making the sounds. The elder grabbed the younger's hand and scolded her while dragging her out of the store. I wanted to yell across the store at the old lady and beg her to be nicer, kinder, a little more patient, but I kept silent, like everyone else in front of the store. On reflection, I should have possibly asked the lady to please be patient, and that she need not be embarrassed by the young lady, but that she should feel shame and embarrassment for her own reaction. The truly heartbreaking piece of this story was when this special young lady was walking out of the store. She was smiling. Unfortunately, she's probably used to this treatment. Oh, lonely child, who cries for you? Who sees your heart?
Wow.
Okay, this is precious holy ground. I've walked with wrangling wolves, looking into the eyes of loneliness, While vipers hid in the tamarack, I slept peacefully near the stream. Sunset and sunrise, most beautiful. Reflections in the ocean waves calling out. I became the lathering foam, crashing over jetty and pier. In this moment of silence, our stillness makes us one. Prairie, desert, or mountain, blue little planet is our home. Eternal blessings to everyone. May we hold our torches higher. Darkness sometimes overwhelms us. Sometimes we light up the sky. Can words alone help us connect, or does it take something more? Like when a child burns their finger, being hypnotized by the flame. A powerful influence, this new earth's sacred sanctuary, living within our hearts, our flesh and blood becoming precious, holy ground. Thank you.
Yeah. 3 years ago today, in Balboa Park, and that was the last Sunday of October in 2019, only a couple of weeks before she passed.
Could you repeat your name?
Leslie
Sorry.
Beebe?
Leslie Beebe.
Leslie Beebe.
Leslie Beebe.
Yeah, okay.
And this is her poem, and it's called Finding Out. I took you to the exam. They thought we were married, if only. Nurses looked at me, sadness in their eyes. I knew that look. I felt ill. Something was so very wrong. In recovery, you were half awake, taking my hand, calling me Les. Then the doctor, his face tight, grim. I left the room. Doctor came out, tried to walk by me. What's wrong with him, I asked. As he passed over his shoulder, almost cavalier, he says, let him tell you. Standing in the sterile hallway, you blast out of your room as if running from the doctor's words. Confusion reigns, nurses scuttle. You use a tone I've never heard in 24 years. Les, we are going now. Okay, I say, trying to keep up. Outside, my phone rings. Answering, it's the nurse. She's telling me you still have an IV in your arm. I look at you in horror. You still have an IV in your arm? Yeah, I can take it out. The nurse barks loudly, no, he can't. I half drag you back up there. She pounces, pulls out the needle, wraps it up in a flash. Under her breath at me, she says, keep your eye on your husband, I mean your friend, all night because of the meds, squeezing my hand in solidarity. Good luck, she whispers. We go back to my place, you sit and stare. It's the drugs, I tell myself. My brain screams, liar. I want my mom. Dear God, where to hide his car keys? Fearfully, fretfully, I search for a hiding spot. Finally, I shove them under my pillow. In the deep darkness, you lay next to me. Nothing is spoken. The words that will reshape my heart forever will come on a sunny day as if to mock. Stage 2, gastric cancer. 8 months later, on a beautiful late October day, 5 days before my 46th birthday, you left forever. And I will never be the same. The last time I saw you alive, I said, Robert, I love you. And after 24 years, I heard the words I'd waited so long for. Love you too, Les. Okay.
Leslie was also a migrant pen for a time, that's true.
Yeah. For about 2 months. Yeah.
So cheers to Leslie.
Yeah.
All right, my first poem is called Trap. It's these neurological vibrations got us all in cages, man, trapped. So please catch a trolley, catch a bus. My homie's named Trust. He says, get in the car, but keep your mouth shut. Keep peace alive. I ask myself, what is love? Even though I already know it's God. It seems like the devil's already got my life in his clutches, though, like smooth stainless steel rust. And life is defined through your brain, the inevitable. So when is your life visible? I mean politics and career. Now I say clear, so please don't go away from me. For you're so smooth and soft, and I'm a seductive tragedy. And I'm seeing through you, and you're all good where you are. Seems I'm the one that's fallen though, like a long-lived star. I'm gonna die soon. Oh my God, gotta die soon. I mean, I'm living, I'm falling, I'm dying, you know. Just growing older. You'll be all right though, but maybe tonight you might lose your life. From your center radiates your spirit, it does glow. And the way you've been living, it does surely show. So does the way we see and speak. I spark like, yo man, I'm on a diet, can't you tell? And you won't learn until you see. Eat sacred fruits from sacred trees. Be who you want to be and make a conscious, worthwhile choice of what you're about to be. And become the self-reliant, self-compliant, self-sufficient, shining like a bright light. And there'll be a list of people wanting to complete you and be with you. Eat some soul food. Grab a pack of smokes to kill you. Hell, maybe, baby, Chinese food.
Yeah.
And I have the right for my pupils to dilate in this light. I have the right, the shit that's scary. I scare myself sometimes because I have the right. The right of way, the right of passage, the right to slowly commit suicide if I choose to. So Mom, where are you when I feel I'm losing my soul, Mom? Where am I going to go and what am I gonna do, Mom? I love you. See, the revolutionary sprouts up and has words to teach me with, for the ways of living happen foul. And what am I gonna do now when all I remember is whack trip, sun-carrying fishy lips with loose switching hips? I flow with a concern, so I conserve my energy. But I don't like the spark of life when you're half guessing me, half impressing me. I can tell when you're seeing me, but not really feeling me. But what I'm about to do is sprout up and stand and walk this earth like a god of something. Haha, I'm thin. What a weirdos you say. You sit back and crunch your Doritos. But where do we go from here? Because you're telling me you like this, but do I sense fear? Fear of wrong ways and wrong things. Don't spark that cigarette yet, man. My stance is soon coming to an end. I'm approaching, but where is my love? But here in my heart. As a true romantic, unlike these fanatics with their boots made for walking, because that's just what they'll do. But one of these days, these boots are gonna walk, baby. I'll make a change, and I'll change myself. So if there's anything you're doing that you don't like, well then don't do it. If you feel like you're not getting anywhere, well then make a change. Make a change. Grow to learn that life is what's happening while you're busy making other plans, and that perfection is a state of perpetual growth. So if the letter C equals cash, well then the Dow plus a C equals a taco, and then you eat it. But please chew carefully, because I don't want you to chew. Savor the flavor, my disclaimer. My soul, my passion, my words, my meaning, my inevitable death, my immeasurable life. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Movie soundtracks. Please listen to the soundtrack of my new movie. You may call this new movie my new life, and it may be sense altering. It might be, in a sense, shameful. Listening to the soundtrack of my new movie. My new life soundtrack is quite shameful. In fact, it's lame. Not the soundtrack, but just the pain of being this guy that I've made of myself. And who the hell even cares? Well, she says she cares, and that's cool. Yeah, cool like being cool. You cool? I'm cool. Shit. I guess enough said. Well, not really. Because I'm just so used to being with girls tell me how bad the last guy was, why they're single. Now she's probably going to tell the next guy how bad I was, and so on and so forth. And I'll probably die alone. But more sad stories need to be told. So more sad stories will be told with the soundtracks of their movies, their lives. Their soundtracks shall be played and heard, and God forbid, heartfelt. Because that's all we need now is more rubbish, more life-affirming, heartfelt assassins with their movie soundtracks and their catchphrases and their hard stares. My rough and tumbleweed eyes have now been gouged to see what I couldn't before. And what I see is heebie-jeebie in the streets, man, and I don't know if she even exists. My true love and her mind waiting to love my new life soundtrack. or this is my dream, my invention. I hear screams of intervention, and my love being her love, loving her mind, wanting to love my love's new life soundtrack. We'll compile audio tracks and meld stories, mix tracks, make movies. To edit, this feature presentation will begin shortly. In the meantime, please feel free to wear your headphones to express your individuality and pride with what you present so proudly. Wearing those colors loudly and finding true love if it is what you are seeking, you might just have it all. While my tracks are being broken down and summed up as lackluster. What, like I'm just another busker? Do I trust her? Time's broken down from time to time, even on same days in every single town. It's broken down. I got a broken track recorder with no warranty, so I got to dish pan cash in order to stay high, awaiting you to dig my sound walls of how I feel. And what's real is the cycle continues.
Yeah, that was it right there.
I'm growing, tweedledink. I'm growing, tweedledink. But no, I don't like this, no, I don't think I like this, no, I don't think I like this at all. I'm singing, tweedledink, I'm singing, tweedledink, but it's because I'm so lonely, oh, yes, I'm really lonely, oh, and I think I'm gonna die soon, oh, and I think I'll get killed soon, oh, because it makes no sense at all. This song sucks, tweedledink. This song sucks, tweedledink, but oh, yes I like it, oh, yes I really like it, oh, and it really shows. I'm growing, tweedledink, I'm singing, tweedledink, and the song, it really sucks. Tweedledink. Hello, thank you everybody for showing up tonight. I am your feature, Rudy G. And I just might be an arbitrary amnesiac chameleon. Honest. As I'm found smoking smokes on work breaks and doing open microphones, very open to all styles of performance, so please be included. And I'll come inside these doors tonight. Well, I want to rock, and I want to rock you right. Because I want all the attention and affection I can get. What I need is dry panties wet. Dry panties wet. Because I'm brave on the stage. I'm a slave to the stage, man. I'm falling apart sometimes like an idiot who's brave. And I want to be somebody in your world who can cut the mustard, so to speak, and spank. Minus the heart attacks, so I can walk around the town with nothing to hide. No deceptions behind these eyes, just unescapably arbitrary. So what's my next step? Well, hell, I'll make it up. As a true dream hiding a small brat. Minus the dreamboat scene incorporated with the visual scheme of all of my fashionable friends and all the art they lend. So what's my next step? Shoot. Oh my gosh, all our friends and all the art they lend. So who am I behind these skins? Well, from one moment to the next, I'll invent, try avoiding stupidity so none of you can get a good look to really see me. Because in all honesty, honestly, I'm just a rude dude who's crude and lewd, a bad boy behind bad boy eyes, though there is an angel that's found lurking within and saves lives all the time, arbitrarily reaching for the ill man-woman filled with venom so I can suck it out of them and change it to medicine. So maybe more sad seeds will be sown. Maybe I'll end up alone, but I hope I don't. So here I am, everybody. I'm just like you. I'm just another chameleon.
Yeah.
This is on the love side. She inspires me. She inspires me like greenery, like all the colors of all of the bunches of flowers in their majesty. And I come from the land of the dead to serenade her. Is this life an all-encompassing dream? Here I am, standing in between lives. Sometimes I nod off to nap or sleep, and I'm in another life. Was it she, with the face not so clearly defined in my viewing pleasure, while I was the witness to my very own future life in dreams? Surrounded by green leaves in the night, there was a light beyond the porch through a frosted glass door to the home that would be ours. Or was it ours? Or was it me? Was it she? I woke up in line again and remembered this dream each and every single time I became alive, and this time, this is no dream. This is me. So please, humor me while I serenade you and tell you that you are a passing dream. In the land of the living, I'm serenading for you, as if for the sake of fantasy, or so it seems. But those greens that I seen grew from a seed that fell from a greater tree. Could I be hugging her, a tree, with my vines that I so know what to do with? Two lovers that were always there and forever shall remain as lovers uncut. So don't cut me down, don't cut she down, don't cut we down. Can't you see what this really means? When two lovers have finally found each other?
Yes.
Awesome, dude, awesome.
I'm bluesing. Yo, mom, help me out with a couple of bucks, please. I love you. And I'm on this little wave, and I can swear I'm looking really good over here. Except, wait, there are minefields everywhere. And like a field mouse, I too shall build my supplies soon, for the winter is approaching. And it's that goddamn crutch. It's love, and it's got me. So please stop me. Don't let me buy what they're selling. I'll have to walk home alone anyway. Might as well save some bucks. And I live down here in downtown, and it's kind of lonesome and semi-depressing, but depression, I suppose, is good for something, right? Right? I got a silver spoon. I think I'm going to use it to dig holes through my walls and dig tunnels through my residential hotel so that nobody will get a chance to see me in the halls and meet me. Because I think most of them, they won't want to know me, but they probably go in my room all the time when I'm not there looking through my new written work. Hell, someone's probably there right now searching through my new written work. But I know one day they will get tired of being disappointed and leave my lone room for me to live or to die in. A better roof over my head than thinking any one of you is going to be able to take care of my appetites. My appetites. I'm bluesing, like I've lost her forever. Maybe that's good. But I was actually only waiting for her here, and I wrote this to pass the time.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right. This is called the use of travel. The use of travel is to regulate imagination with reality. So instead of thinking how things may be, to see them as they truly are. Samuel Johnson. And this is so true. I want to say, oh, this is so true. I'm slipping into fantasy again and remembering that reality wasn't as tragic as I, who could not decipher these things. Because you see, I take things apart and then I put them back apart. My heart can't take the strain. I'm enraged and surrounded by the light of the flames inside this single speck of sun or single star among infinite glittering and so forth. The planets encircle us. But I'm afraid. So to blame and for shame on me for not letting most people know me, because those few that did, well, they got sick of my shit. Acting up, breaking down, and screaming loud, not backing down, or so I lead you to believe. But I ain't pulling these punches as I throw them. Cold cocking old friends as a double agent, a saboteur, a quadruple agent with a lure. I'm a mysterious doer of good and bad things. I think we're all mysterious doers of good and bad things. So here I am at travel, and I'm regulating imagination with reality, and I'm thinking that maybe the sum of this whole damn thing to me is just another sad routine. It's just another shtick for a shtickster like me.
no way, man. There's no way.
I got one more, and then I'm doing the endurance run today.
Yeah, that's great.
Can I breathe, Rudy? Can you let me breathe, please? I'm like, not yet, just wait. All right, so this poem's called Trap Still. It is actually a sequel poem to the very first poem I called. That's called Trap. So, let's see. You can't turn down your full color visual volume. I look away, for it is vile and violent. I sit silent, trapped again. Am I sad in this cage, knowing only life in this cage, knowing that all is to be viewed, seen, heard, felt, touched, but is not? For I am the cow awaiting the slaughter that I built for the home that I built for the slaughter of my very own life. For I am the sacred cow and the man killing it. I am that kind of mind. I am the teeth that bite. I am the words that fight. You can't turn down your full color visual volume. Visual, there are no knobs to control volume and turn pitch high and low, like all that is warranted, bought and sold and seen on the silver screen as a teen dream beauty queen. USA and your virgin lands, your endless boundless highways of possibility for an anti-man. With what you present, Bad man, sad man, I've been you, at the edge of forever, bound by eternity, dying or wanting to, so full of life cycle like me. Maybe I'm unlimited. No. Soon to find my limitations is ouch, and then exhale. But all the time, more life, more sacred cows. You got them all lined up in a row. So what are you gonna do now with all your sacred cows? For you, so on high and mighty, living as the mayor of Carne Asada society, please don't kill me. It's red in the eye, as red as raw meat on a hook. Please don't kill me. Got them all lined up in a row. To forever end my existence on this material plane, one step closer to the microchip age. I'm still human, I'm still alive, and this pen is sharp and pointed, all breath held up to the sky. Just another guy, no reason to be availed, no king, no hero, not much, just more cosmically timed reality, weighing me down to earth, keeping myself among you as I walk every day, nowhere, always trapped. Rudy G, Ace Bar, November 13, 2022, glad to see you.
That was sweet, bro.
By the way, I just had a feature right here. All right, thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night.
Who was that?
I didn't even read any of this. Oh my God. Oh wow.
Dude, the way that it just rolls and you don't have no paper, that's the best.
Thanks, buddy. I went for it.
Oh, here he is. Mario, would you like to talk about your art?
Yes.
Excellent job on it. Memory.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi, me and Daphne are selling some art at the table back there. I'll tell you a little bit about my project. My project is called The True Ego Death. It was originally called Ego Death, but there turned out to be a lot of imitators out there, so I had to change it to The True Ego Death. After that, after 2015, I added the Disbelief's name to it, and I'll tell you what that all means. Ego death, it's a psychedelic state of mind when your ego breaks apart and you come over to the universe. You see how small and infinite you are at the same time. It's pretty amazing. So Ego Death, the project, is about maybe just bringing new ideas to discussion. We talk about new things and just seeing how the small things matter in a really big way, something like that. And the word disbeliefs is a word I made up. It's a magic word. The dis prefix means to undo, I think. And the word cleave is a Janus word, meaning it means two things at once. Cleave can mean to cut in half or to hold tight to your breast or whatever. So the word disbelief is supposed to be a contradictory word that means kind of going off in opposite direction but same direction at the same time, kind of going in back and forth with really fast momentum, and that's kind of to help accelerate the idea to bring ego death to everybody, make it more, a torch for everyone to kind of use as a beacon. So my project is about kind of bringing new ideas or just being really weird about it. You can see for yourself if I'm being successful or not. But all the stickers out there, check out the stickers. I have tons of stickers, way too many stickers. I have a comic about working in an evil kitchen based off my experiences in working in kitchens all over. I want to talk about the food industry in America and how bleak and grim it is, and how much abuse is being handed to us by the food corporations and that kind of thing. And I have a comic brand new called The End of Subhuman. And that is my compilation comics from my old zines of college days where I was eating a lot of mushrooms and doing who knows what. Now the body is dead. I'm going to take it, clean it up, and present it nicely in this new book called The End of Subhuman, Volume 1. I have a deal with Stay Strange Publishing, a local publisher, to publish the rest of the series. And I'm working on that now, hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the majority of the stuff. I'm not really on online or social media. I'm anti-social media. So if you want to find me, you just have to find me. If I'm in different spots, I'll find you. So, Daphne, do you want to say something up here? Talk about your art?
Yes. Say hi.
Yes, come say hi.
No, you're supposed to keep the hat, right?
This is Daphne Guzman.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I brought my art with me. I sign it as Ariel Leaves because my name is Daphne and Greek means tree, laurel tree. Many of you should know the story.
Yeah, I know the story.
So everything I do is made by my hands. I work usually with high temperature clay. I work with myself. I draw in the clay too. I paint, and I also have like little like mini series today that I made specifically for this event of just an expression of colors and how I kind of feel about like colors, and well, you can see it over there. Yeah.
Woo!
So, thank you.
Guys, thanks for having us here. Hopefully Jim gets better. And if you have any questions about our art, please ask, come by. We're not, we won't buy too hard unless you ask us. Yeah, I don't know, whoever's next, great.
In ceremony, when we are at night, it's a 24-hour ceremony, and we have a fire, and a few times during the night, medicine gets passed around, and we pray really hard, and the next morning I'm like, I just feel like I'm connected to everything.
Yeah.
It's a great experience.
Wow.
That's the spirit.
Okay, next up, well, we have a few more people left. Next up, we have Alistair McCoy.
Alistair.
And this is funny. A couple months ago, he mentioned about this thing for the voting. I did it. I mailed 50 postcards out to people in South Carolina, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It was a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billions of events, billions and billions of years for this moment to happen, and I just want to share my gratitude for you sharing this moment with me. And I wish Jim was here, and he'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I'll do two short ones. Promoting patriotic education, an actual GOP quote from the 1776 Commission. Manifest destiny, the white privilege OG, privatizing freedom since 1843, financing it with white pride, genocide, and slavery, amassing a fortune that still feeds the festering GOP, or should I say, the new Confederacy. Commissioning 1776 so they can yet again get another fix. They still want us turning all their tricks because every pimp needs their hose. In their bizarre reality, they normalize insanity while selling out humanity just to afford their status quos. You see, white privilege is Western Civ, required curriculum, while everyone else is just an elective.
Wow.
And then this one is for Jim and for all of y'all out there who do this thing. Because Lord knows I'm not the only one here who's alive today because these spaces were available to us yesterday.
That's right. That's right.
So, y'all make the world a better place. And Lord knows the world needs to be a better place. So remember, poets are like trees. Roots growing even through rocks. Life will find its way. Such are the seasons of our souls. Be like water. Go with the flow. Adapt. You can't punch puddles. But water can boil over, surge the skin from within until life becomes unbearable. Water can freeze solid to the point that it won't be moved, lest movement and motion become danger and destruction, the devastating wake of glaciers grown wild, melting away millions of miles. Water may be able to weather the storm, but the weather that water creates can bring devastation, erode away at creation, as the waves crash away at the shores until it becomes impossible to ignore. Be like water? Go with the flow? Adapt? You can't punch puddles? Well, they most certainly can punch you. So stand like trees. Feel the breeze in your hair as it leaves a trail on the wind, breathing from within to bring voice to the choices that need to be. Ancestors freely roam in your soul to grow. Seek the sky by asking why. Feel the reasons why we deny standing like the trees. But how can leaves breathe when the very air deceives our needs? Our roots contract in a desperate act like a gut punch strains the will to perceive. Can we answer back this branch attack or leave our lungs to erode away into toxic cracks that crater through our very attempts to just take a moment and just breathe? Okay, break time's over. No more waiting for smoke to clear. It's time to breathe fire in arrears. Make up for so many lost years. These fears have taken up too much space. This scorched earth is no resting place. Phoenix fires still leave layers of ash. So where can we grow from here? Anger and passion may be in fashion, but lasting growth only comes from evolution. So the spirit must be willing to navigate real revolution and true retribution. So yes. Be like water, stand like trees, breathe in deep and blaze higher degrees. Encourage the spirits to fly out free. How else are we ever going to get to where we're supposed to be?
Yeah.
Thank you.